So let me go on to the next church
Absolutely.
just quickly, which is the church at Thyatira. And the church at Thyatira was so small that scholars don't know why it's in this list. And I think it's in this list because there's some people who think they're so small, they're so inadequate, they're so out of the way, God won't pay any attention to them. So they can get by with stuff that maybe you or I couldn't get by with because we're more obvious.
Right.
But a little insignificant believer in the backwoods somewhere thinks they can do whatever they like because God's not paying attention. And the church at Thyatira tells us God was paying attention. Jesus saw them. And he says in verse 18, these are the words of the Son of God whose eyes are like blazing fire and whose feet are like burnished bronze.
He was ticked off. He was
He
mad.
was angry at the church, which is stunning. So why? He says in verse 19, I know your deeds, your love, your faith, your service, your perseverance. You're now doing more than you did at first. So it sounds to me like a wonderful church. It sounds like a church that many of us know and belong to. So why was it provoking the wrath of God? Why was it provoking the anger of Jesus? And he tells us in the next verse, nevertheless, I have this against you. You tolerate that woman Jezebel who calls herself a prophetess. She's a leader. By her teaching, she misleads my servants into sexual immorality and eating of food sacrificed to idols. I've given her time to repent, but she's unwilling. So I'll cast her on a bed of suffering. I'll make those who commit adultery with her suffer intensely until they repent of her ways, and I'll strike her children. So this is a very alarming thing, and I don't think it has to do with anything to do, can I just say this? It has nothing to do with women in ministry. It has to do with a leader in the church who by her own sin was leading other people into sin, because when they look at her and they think, well, she's a leader and she's sleeping around, or she's a leader and she's involved in pornography, or she's a leader and she, can lie and get away with it, then so can we.
Just change the pronoun to he.
Yes. So
and there's probably more he's than she's.
Yeah. So the example of the leader is very powerful. And when the leader is involved in sin, then the church can follow.